Welcome, garden friends. Today I got in a shipment of bare root roses. These came from David Austin Roses, and the first instructions it has on here is for me to soak them for a couple hours in a bucket of water. So first we're going to take them out. I have the buckets of water outside the greenhouse because of course I don't have the space in here for them. To soak them in here. So let's take a good look at these. Oh my goodness. They're already starting to set up a lot of sprouts. And there's mud on them, but I'm going to take them out very carefully so I don't damage much. And you can get a good look at these. Now this one is, I gotta read it. Where is the name? It's all covered with mud. Let me get my glasses on, even though I'm going to get them muddy. And this one says, bred by David Austin Roses. Gertrude Jekyll, or Jekyll. On British garden shows I call it Jekyll, but I've read online that it was properly pronounced Jekyll. Just kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But look at this. Look at this beautiful growth right here. And all over it. It's all red because it was in the dark in the box. It must have gotten pretty warm in there. But I am going to go put these in my bucket to soak for a couple hours. Looks like these did get a little bit dried out, even though there's mud up there. These down here feel dry. And then we're going to pot them up because I can't put them out in the garden yet. The snow is not gone. But it should, I mean, we're getting close to April 1st, so it should go away pretty soon. But that's my Gertrude Jekyll. These are climbers for my rose alley I'm putting in. And I'm going to take you along on the journey on my design of that. Soon I'll come back and I'll show you a sketch of kind of my idea for it. So let's see what this one is. Constant Spry. Now is this one, I'll have to look it up. But you can go to the website and look it up. I don't know if this one was a once blooming, but just gorgeous for several weeks, like a rambler, or what the deal was. I can't remember. It's been a while since I ordered them. And I've just ordered some more ramblers. And I will explain to you in another post the difference between ramblers and climbers. There is a bit of a difference. Now this one is a replacement for one that I had taken out, and I think this one should be New Dawn. Yes. Now this one is a climber. It is a prolific bloomer, and I had it over the front arbor in front of my house where I have my Eden rose now. And even though it bloomed consistently, it just lost its flowers very quickly, so it was always messy. And they're very loose, casual flowers. They didn't hold the real tight rose shape. So I didn't like it in that spot. And when I dug it up, I don't know what I did with it. Could be somewhere else on my property, and I don't know. But in my rose alley, I wanted flowers or roses that just bloomed a lot. So this would work perfectly because even if it doesn't hold its flowers in that section, having a lot of petals on the ground is not going to be a big deal. And I'm going to plant multiple roses, or at least 2 per arbor that I'm going to have. So even if one doesn't hold its roses, I'll make sure the other one is better at that. So I'll have the look that I want there. But here again, I'm going to put these out in the bucket. I'll show you the bucket in a minute. And I'm going to let them soak for the 2 hours, and then we'll get to potting them up. So I'll show you how I pot up bare root roses before I can put them in the ground. Because you may need to do that too. I don't know. All right. So these are the buckets here. One here and one over there that I'm soaking the roses in. Looks like I need to go push that one down a little bit more into the water. But as you will notice, the snow's melting. So we're supposed to get another 6 inches tonight. But I'm hoping it won't last long. But anyway, so these are going to soak for a couple hours, and then we'll proceed on with the planting. Alrighty, so the one has soaked. I'm getting sun in my eyes. That's a wonderful thing, so I'm not complaining. So this is my first one I'm going to pot up of the bare-rooted David Austin rose. And this one is Constant Spry. Let me see if I can read this thing now. Superb climbing rose bearing large luminous blooms, very strong myrrh fragrance, early summer flowering, vigorous and healthy, 12 to 15 feet. So, obviously, I don't think this one's a repeat bloomer or a strong repeat bloomer, but it has a very good first bloom, and that's why I went ahead and got it. I like the earlier blooming. And you see how long these roots are? I made sure I got a wide pot. I put a little soil in here, and you see how it's going to be kind of a trial to get it in there? So don't be afraid to cut the roots back. It won't hurt the plant. In fact, it can stimulate more growth. I saw this on a Jackson and Perkins video, and there you go. Now it'll fit in there just perfect. And I will fill it up with a whole lot more soil, and we are good. And I'm pretty sure I ordered own root, and it looks like it is own root. So that's all good. I told you already why I prefer own root. Did I? Well, anyways, own root, they do better for me because of late freezes. If a rose, late freezes, early freezes, gets killed all the way back to the ground because of our freak weather sometimes, it will come back true to what I purchased. Instead of coming back as the grafted portion on the bottom, which is a lot of times called Dr. Huey, inferior looking rose, but a tough rootstock, and that's why a lot of places use them. But I want Constant Spry, so if this got froze back, it would come back as Constant Spry because it's grown on its very own roots. So I'm just going to finish filling this up. Now, if this was grafted, I would fill it up past the graft because that would protect it. But since I don't have to worry about that from what I can see, now a grafted one would have like a nodule where you could see where they had grafted it on to the rootstock. This one just looks like it's all one where it just came out. Doesn't look like it's a graft. I'd have to look that up to make sure if it is or not. I'm pretty sure because I typically go only for own root. If I can. If there's something that isn't grown on root, and that's a lot of times I'll go through heirloom roses for different roses that I'm looking for. Like I want Anna's Promise. It's a Floribunda, I think. But a lot of places would grow it as grafted, and I want it to be on own root. And I know heirloom roses, theirs are grown on own root. So I brought some more, yes, the last of this bag. And I'll finish. I'm going to leave about an inch to 2 inches at the top. That way I can water it in and have room for the water to sit in the pot and soak in. Now when it comes time to plant, I will plant it out in the garden and in my new rose alley. And it will be beautiful. I'm going to have to put it in a protective cage. I'm either going to have to put it in a raised bed that has a protected bottom, or I'm going to have to build a cage to actually put this whole root mass down into so that the gophers don't eat it. They have been so bad, and they've really been eating my roses, and for some reason they really go for my David Austin roses. I don't know why, but that seems to be their favorite of all time. So I think you can see in here about an inch, maybe 2 inches, inch and a half of room. It'll sink down a little bit as I water it in. Because these have already started to bud out a lot, I don't know what kind of conditions they were in, so they probably won't be used to the very cold we're going to get. We're going to get 6-7 inches again of snow tomorrow, another inch the next day, and then it'll clear off. But when it clears off for a little bit, the nights can get down into the 20s, so that might really shock this. And like I said, if it came from colder temperatures, that would be okay, but it might have come from an area that has warmer temperatures and it's not ready for it. Guys, I actually had to open my greenhouse door because it was getting so hot in here. Isn't it wonderful? It's gonna snow again tomorrow, so I'm enjoying it all I can. So here we're gonna pot up the Gertrude Jekyll. This one's a climber as well. And it looks like it's on its own root. I try to get own root. Sometimes I'll cave and knot if I can't find it readily. Okay, I've got it down in there. Like I said, I pruned the roots back a little bit. That works fine, so it fits into the pot well. And then I might have to go get some more, which I probably will. Potting soil. Get it all in here. And I'll make sure. Hopefully that wasn't too noisy on the microphone for you. Alrighty. Okay, so, yeah, I have to go get some more potting soil, which I shall do. And then I'll come back and finish potting it up and filling it with that. I leave the tags on it so that I know which ones are which when it's time to go put them out in the garden. Yeah, so just going to finish filling this up. When got some fresh soil in my bucket to put in here. Again, I want it about 1.5 inches from the top. It will sink down as I water it, but I can top it up as needed. In here. Alrighty. Shake it in there, firm it down, ready for the next one. I'm gonna put this over here. You'll notice this pot isn't quite as wide. I didn't have any more really wide ones, but this will fit in here just fine, and I can, excuse me, trim these back just a touch. To work. Let me see, I might need to bring up the soil level in here a little bit. No, this is good. This can all go under the soil. So, here we go. Now, being own root, it's nice when these will throw up big canes from beneath the surface, and you know they're not suckers. Suckers are growth from the rootstock ungrafted, which if you look at them closely, you'll notice that they aren't the same as the plant, desired plant. These, anything that comes up from beneath the surface will be the actual plant. So, this one is the New Dawn, I do believe, since that was the last one left. And again, since it has all this new growth on it, I will keep it in here in the greenhouse, at least at night. So, now I'll water these in deep. Now that I've got the roses all potted up, I do want to give them a little bit of a jump start. And I do that with the Organic Rev. This is a growth stimulant. It really helps the roots get a jump start and start on their healthy journey. So I'm going to put just a touch in their water and just a little touch. Just follow directions on how much to use. It's all explained on it. And then I will pour this onto the roses and they will get that little boost they need. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. I hope it was quick. And come on back next time and especially follow along as I developed the Rose Alley this summer. I know you're going to enjoy it. Coming up soon, I'm going to draw up a kind of a plan that's in my head for this area, and you can give me some suggestions on what might be pretty there too. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.